Hey guys, it's Rob here from Team Force Judgment. Just gonna be giving you guys today a Evil Hero Dark Gaia deck. Sorry about my voice. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather lately, but it's not too big of a problem, I hope. Starting off with the extra deck, you run 3 Evil Hero Dark Gaias. The effect of this monster is that when it's fusion summoned, its original attack is equal to the combined attack of the fusion materials, and you need to use a fiend and a rock type monster. His secondary effect is when he declares an attack, he changes all defense position monsters your opponent controls to phase of attack position, and flip effects are not activated at that time. So he's obviously going to be a really good card, but to get to use him to OTK, there's kind of a big necessary setup, which is what this deck is made for. So first off in the main deck, you run 3 Valkyria on the Magna Warrior. His effect is pretty much redundant in this deck because you don't use it ever, but he's a level 8 rock type monster with 3500 attack, so you're going to want to use him to fusion summon Dark Gaia. Then you have 2 Gaia Plate the Earth Giant, another rock level 8. This one only has 2800 attack, but he's a secondary rock because I feel you need 5 rocks and 5 fiends. That way you can almost definitely complete the OTK. Also, this guy's pretty much a good backup plan because you can use his effect to remove 2 rocks in your graveyard to special him. So if you absolutely needed to get a monster out, you can actually get this guy out in some cases. So he's not terrible for the deck. Then for the fiends, I run 3 Last Beast Desgardius. It's a level 8 fiend, 3300 attack. So you're going to want to use that. It's the highest attack I can find on a fiend, and it's pretty much your optimum resource for going for Dark Gaia in the fiend department. We have 2 Last Beast, because he has 100 less attack than Desgardius, but you know, that doesn't really matter much, but I need 5 fiends, so I run 2 of these guys. Then you run 3 Brow, Huntsman of the Dark World. This guy's really useful in this deck because you're discarding stuff a lot with card destruction and Dark World dealings. So you know he's gonna be able to give you draw power pretty easily, which the deck does need. So he's pretty good. He also works well with Morphing Jar, which I run 1 of. Just because it can give you the setup that you need. Like if you draw it first turn, it's extremely good. You're almost definitely gonna win the duel. If you draw it second or third turn, it's a good backup plan in case anything goes wrong. Because they're having like situations where things have gone really bad, like my opponent effect failures. That card really destroys this deck, so Morphing Jar can be really helpful in that situation. Then you have 2 Snipe Hunters because they get rid of all the back rows. That way you can successfully OTK. So he's actually really extremely good in this deck as well. That's why you run 2 of them. So yeah, he's really good. Then I run 3 Upstart Goblins. This effect, you know, everybody knows is draw a card, give your opponent 1000 life points. Really, why you run it is to give your opponent 1000 life points because it turns out to be really important later in the deck. Then you have 3 trade-ins. Trade-in, obvious, just discard level 8, draw 2 cards. You run a lot of level 8s. Dark World Dealings, draw a card, discard a card. This is the card you want to draw with Brow, that way you can actually get the combo off. 2 Hand Destructions. I don't run 3 because your opponent knows if duel 2 and 3, your opponent tries to set as many cards as they can because of this card. So I really don't like it at 3. 1 Card Destruction because it can give you Brow's effect and just empty out your hand, give you new cards. It's really good. 1 Allure of Darkness because you run like 10 darks, so obviously this is going to be amazing in this deck. 1 MST because a lot of people will go set pass, so like you can just get rid of the 1 back row and go for game that way. I've actually done that quite a bit. That's why the 1 MST is in here. I don't think 2 would be necessary though, just the 1. Giant Trinade just gives you the opportunity to actually go for games, so I really like Giant Trinade in this deck. it's the card that lets you win 9 out of 10 times, so you gotta run it. 3 Dark Callings. Dark Calling is the card that gets out Dark Gaia. You remove from play materials from your hand and graveyard for an evil hero, and this counts as a Dark Fusion, so you don't have to worry about the summoning condition for Dark Gaia. This is what lets you win the duel. It's pretty obvious. 2 Twin Swords of Flashing Light Trice. You send one card from your hand in the graveyard to equip it to a card on your side of the field, or a card. Then you decrease the attack of the monster equipped by 500 points, but it can attack twice per battle phase. So this is what you use to let Gaia go for game, because you can attack directly twice, so, or basically directly, probably like run over 2 smaller monsters. It's usually going to allow you to deal about 10,000 damage though, if they have monsters out, and like 13,000 damage if they don't have monsters out. So obviously that's really good. 1 Megamorph. Megamorph is while your life points are lower than your opponent's, double the original attack. That's why Upstart is so important to the deck, because this card becomes live as soon as you activate Upstart, because your opponent gains 1,000. So that way you can double Gaia's attack and just go for game that way, which is a better way to go for it because it won't reduce its attack, and you can just do it all in one shot. So Megamorph, great for the deck. And then traps, actually you run 3 traps, but they're only just Reckless Greeds. Because Reckless Greed lets you draw into your combos quicker, and like first, second turn, third turn. Because you don't really want to win first turn, because you actually want your life points to be lower than your opponent's, or for them to like, because you want to be able to actually attack. So you can't win if you're going first. So that's why Reckless Greed's in here, because you can like draw cards and just like set 2, 3 Reckless Greeds, and next turn almost for sure go for game. So that's really good in this deck. And obviously, like I said, 3 fusion. The only fusion that you run is 3 Dark Eyes. Alright, so that's the deck. Hope you guys like it. Don't forget to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll put a link in the underbar to the test plays that I've had with this deck, as well as if you want to start beta testing for online tournaments, don't forget to subscribe and PM me about that. Thanks guys for watching.